I serve cold, but the Wolves and the Hawks never shiver in the snow. The Bulls keep it running, the Sox run the South, the Cubs run the North, but the Bears run the house. True Chicago sports fans got their ears to the street. Any team make a move and they never skip a beat. And in this house, this is where we be. Welcome to the show with E-Rock and Big Z.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the True Chicago Sports Fan Cave, this is the TCSF podcast with E-Rock and Big Z. Yeah! Episode 41 is brought to you by 606 Media and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to check out gritclothingco.com and use our promo code TRUEFAN15 for 15% off your entire order. As always, I'm Big Z and I'm here with my co-host, E-Rock. What up, E?
What's good, Z? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in. If you're a first-timer or a long-timer, please remember to hit that subscribe button, that notify button, and go ahead and give us a review and 5 stars, hopefully, on your listening app of choice. Don't forget, you can support the show at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans/support. Today, we have another great special guest for your listening pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, today's guest is the official in-game DJ of the Chicago Bulls, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Chicago White Sox, and Northwestern basketball. And he's also the Chicago Bears music coordinator. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for J Funk.
This is going to be awesome, bro. I love J Funk. Can't wait to talk to J Funk later on in the show.
Yeah, man, it's going to be great. He's got some great stories and, sports, man. He's all through every sport, so this is hitting all topics. Bro, Z, tell me, how was your week, man? How you doing?
Busy, man. I'm a bowler. Yeah, I throw them balls. And, so I got bowling on Tuesday, so, I did all right. Mm-hmm. But the rest of the week, it's been watching sports left and right, man. That's our job now. A lot of sports going on right now, which is fantastic. I need more TVs, man.
You know what I forgot about?
What?
And I mean, spontaneous right now. Olympics.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Olympics are coming up, man. And I'm rooting for the track and field events with Team Jamaica because that's my favorite. Usain Bolt. I mean, I got Usain Bolt out there on the Jamaican flag out there.
I know. Well,
so I mean, it's there's a lot of stuff going on. I've been working with our softball team, the girls. They're progressing nicely. We'll be having games soon, so that's what we're getting ready for. We got getting ready for some special events that we might have coming up soon.
Yes,
so
it's simmering. It's not ready yet. Just a couple more ingredients.
Not quite done, but we're getting there, folks. So, yeah, man. Today we talk about everything that's going on with the Bears. A couple of Bears signings. Also, White Sox.
Yep.
White Sox won
right now.
White Sox won today, and also a huge game from a guy who was thought to be a cast-off. A lot of stuff going on with the Cubs. They finally find their bats. Blackhawks news, and also your Chicago Fire, man.
Chicago Fire. All right, let's go, baby. This is The Loop, our Chicago sports roundup where we keep you in the loop.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
So, any Bears news?
Of course, man. Of course. That's what we're here to tell you. What's going on with the Chicago Bears? Our Chicago Bears, they signed wide receiver Marquise Goodwin to a 1-year deal. Another 1-year deal for the Bears.
So what's up with this player? Is he a good player? Are we excited about this, or what's up?
He's fast. Remember, we're looking at our wide receiving core where nothing has really changed.
No.
But we're looking at the back end. Guys like Wims, don't know what's going on with Anthony Miller. Riley Ridley's brother.
Kyle?
No, it is Riley Ridley. Oh. So Riley Ridley's there. You never see them, so you don't know what they are. So the idea is to bring in this guy. He's a speedster. He's 30 years old. He's expected to compete for a roster spot as a deep threat. And, like I said, this wideout group has remained mostly unchanged since last year. Prior to the signing of Goodwin, the biggest news we've heard so far regarding the Bears pass catchers was the tag that was put on A-Rob and the potential trade of Anthony Miller. So the funny thing is that the Niners traded Goodwin to the Eagles the last offseason for a swap of 6th-round draft picks, but the Eagles returned him back to the 49ers last month.
It's like somebody at Ross. I got my receipt. This thing didn't work.
So, well, here's the thing, though. Goodwin sat out last year due to COVID-19 concerns, so he never actually played for them, and the terms of the trade were not met. So the 49ers ended up sending back a 7th-round pick to the Eagles instead. So Goodwin is actually a 3rd-round pick out of Texas. He spent his first 4 seasons with the Buffalo Bills. He was also a 2-time NCAA long jump champion while he was at Texas, and he won the 2012 U.S. Olympic trials in the long jump, where he finished 10th in the Olympics.
That's impressive. It's
impressive, but it's not really football skills. All that tells you is that he's fast and he can jump. Now, the thing with him is that he's been injured throughout his career, so
he's fast and he can jump. So you mean just throw the ball up and, hey, bro, catch it.
Hopefully, that's the idea. But hopefully the idea with him is that he's going to stretch the field so that A-Rob can get some more catches, so that
Makes
Andy Dalton actually looks like a competent NFL quarterback, because please.
Well, if the offensive line can hold, he should be able to do his job, right?
I think the O-line's actually been pretty decent towards the end of last season.
Yeah, the second half of the season, they play well.
It was a big difference. Now, one guy that's not returning to the Bears is Cordell Patterson. He signed this week with the Atlanta Falcons for a 1-year, $3 million contract.
Is this a big loss?
I mean, in terms of you want your special teams to be really good. You remember when the Bears went to the Super Bowl a few years ago with Rex Grossman, a few years, and it's really like 15 years ago. So the thing is that what was that team built on? Your really good defense and special teams when you had Devin Hester. Now, when you have a team right now where your offense is kind of in a conundrum, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know really what Andy Dalton's going to do. Like I said, the receivers mainly stayed the same, but you do have another running back that's coming into the group. You have Tariq Cohen coming in, and you have a brand new quarterback. So we don't know what's going to go on with that.
And Matt Nagy's coming back to call the plays.
Matt Nagy's coming back to call the plays, and that's because he hates Trubisky. We've been over that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's funny because he's like, Laser, you handle him. I don't want to deal with him anymore.
Right. Go talk to your mom.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, so when you have, you know what your defense, you know what to expect out of your defense. Your offense is kind of, up in the air. You want your special teams to not have to be a problem. You remember a couple of years ago when they had a ton of guys standing outside Goose Island to see who's going to be the next Chicago Bears kicker?
Yeah, I wish I would have went.
Yeah, well, the thing is that what that is a distraction. So, you're not focusing on other things, but also it's the fact that you have to focus on special teams. This should be an automatic unit. You should never have to think about them ever.
Right, because this special team unit is guys that are second and third string on defense or on offense that are coming together. They have some kind of skill that they can put into that scheme.
But so for them to lose Patterson, yeah, you're going to be missing out on special teams. I mean, he was a great player. Now, here's the thing. This is what you're going to be missing with Patterson. He led the NFC last year in kick return average with 29.1 yards and kick return yards with 10.17 for the Bears last season. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler. He leads all kickoff returners in touchdowns with 8 since entering the NFL in 2013. Patterson's 8 kickoff returns for touchdowns are tied with Josh Cribbs and Leon Washington for the most in NFL history. This is what you're missing.
So we can plug in Cohen and Goodwin.
If they can both stay healthy.
Yeah,
bingo. Right there.
Right, yeah.
So now there's been also a lot of talk about the Bears possibly trading up in the NFL draft.
That didn't go well last time we did that.
Right. They're looking at switching spots with the Broncos and their former defensive coordinator.
Well, us and the Broncos, we have the same colors and we like to trade players. They sign our players, we sign their players. Right. And they have a former coach of ours.
Right. So, I mean, is this something we were talking before off the air?
2 teams working together.
Well, we were talking off the air about Vic Fangio, and it's like, did he really deserve to be an NFL head coach?
Yes, he deserved it because he put in his time. Great defensive coordinator.
Is he a good NFL head coach?
It doesn't look like it so far.
Right. So, I mean, is this almost like, hey, Nagy, I know we need a quarterback at number 9, but also, you want a shot at this? Because, I mean, why would the Broncos give up the number 9 pick?
They need a quarterback. They got the guys
Right.
that owns Coors Light behind the center.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I saw something not too long ago where, if you really think about it, since Peyton Manning left the Broncos, they've treated the quarterback position like a throwaway position, like nobody cares about it. It's the most important position in all of sports, guys.
They're gonna end up like the Bears.
And that's why. That's why I don't understand why this would even happen. It doesn't make any sense at all.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all.
All right, man. Let's talk about what's going on at the Madhouse on Madison. Z, let's do that hockey.
Let's do that hockey, brother. The Blackhawks with an equivalent playoff series coming up against the Nashville Predators. I love Nashville. The Blackhawks could use a confidence boost just like the 4-0 win over Detroit Red Wings. Detroit sucks. Detroit Little Caesar Arena last Saturday.
Little Caesars?
Yeah,
Really?
no, that's a mattress with cheese on it.
And that's everyone starts bragging recently about Detroit style pizza, which is basically Jets pizza if you ever had it.
Same thing.
And
yeah.
it's good. It's good for what it is. I mean, we're spoiled. We have a different
I'll go get
idea.
the $5 pizza from Little Caesars. Just
Right.
I'm hungry. I'll just take that. But I'm not getting that thick one.
No,
it's a mattress.
It's great for kids' parties.
The mattress?
No.
the $5 ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get like 10 of them. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Right.
They don't care. It's pizza.
It's fine. It's like penny candy of pizza world.
Exactly.
So I mean, if you Little Caesars, man, like that's what your arena is named after. It's so, no. Look.
He's a good guy.
I'll be fair. He is a good guy. There was a story about I want to say he either paid someone's rent that was an employee or
Yeah.
bought him a car or something like that. So what we've heard about him is a good guy. Being a good guy doesn't mean you have good pizza. So I'm just saying.
That's crazy. All right. The Predators have 49 points and lost 3-1 to the Carolina Hurricanes Saturday. So the Hawks close within 2 points of the 4th spot of the Central Division. Now, this is going to be a key matchup because they're going to play Nashville 3 times this week.
So, like I said before, the reason that they're seeing the same team over and over again is because of the restrictions they had at the very beginning when we were
Right.
still in COVID protocol. They were trying to keep teams kind of bunched together in the same area, play the same team over and over again.
Right.
So essentially, you've been playing these series all year long. Now the thing is that unlike other sports, when we talk about football, if you're 8-8 or even 12-2 or 12-4 in the Bears case, you're going to get knocked out in the first round. It's miserable to be in that purgatory, the 8th seed in basketball. It's just you can't do anything with that. But in hockey,
You get on a heater and you can take the whole cup.
right. So all you need is a hot goalie and a couple of lucky scores, and you are at the end of the day,
we got
you're
some
holding up the
championships
cup.
because of that, right?
That's exactly right. So in hockey, it is important to get in with a chip in a chair and go in and get into the tournament. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, I mean Nashville. I love Nashville. They will face each other 3 times this week, and that's going to be literally playoff hockey. If these two teams
Right.
have become a rival
Absolutely.
in the last couple of years
Because of playoff
because of the playoff series, and then they hate each other. But you know what I love about hockey? At the end of the day, in the playoff series, they line up and they shake hands like
that's
men,
true. That's true.
like men.
Well, they don't just have the Preds; they also have to face the Tampa Bay Lightning, who is last year's
champions.
champs.
Right.
So I mean, it's not an easy road by any means.
No way. I just hope that these goaltenders are getting that experience because these two guys weren't their starters.
Right.
And one's a rookie and one was a castaway.
Right.
So, I mean, they've been playing well. The defense has been stepping up lately, and our 4 lines have been producing points. So, hopefully the Blackhawks get 2 out of 3.
Hey,
I'll take it.
let's do that. hockey.
Or even a 2 out of 4, I'll take it.
All right, man. What's going on the other side of the building with your Chicago Bulls?
The Chicago Bulls, they finally snapped their 5-game losing streak against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I hate Ohio.
Ooh-wee.
I hate Ohio. Vucevic.
Vuce.
Yeah, he did his thing with 25 points and 7 rebounds. This Mr. Consistent right here.
So now here's the thing. This happened after Zach LaVine went into COVID protocol.
That's right.
Joe Colley from the Sun-Times came out and said that he was expected to miss several games in the coronavirus protocol. The team was expected to practice on Thursday, but they were quickly shut down for health and safety reasons. The Sun-Times did confirm that LaVine was put into the protocol. After that, everyone seemed okay. They did their thing, and then they came back to play. So this was the first game after Levine was put into the protocol. I saw that news and I'm like, oh crap.
Oh
Really?
yeah. Oh yeah. But you know what? The boy stepped up. I mean,
did.
the Paul, I hate the nickname. Jesus. He had I think he had 12 points and 6-7 rebounds.
Right.
Cody White stepped up with 8 assists. Your boy Marketing showed up a little bit.
Hey, you got to stop hating on Marketing, man.
I'm gonna hate on him until he steps out of this confidence thing, bro. Come on, man, bro. You're an NBA player.
He's an NBA player that's been hurt. Have you ever heard him speak? You know he's in that commercial.
Which one?
I think it's the one of the lawyer commercials.
Oh yeah.
When they had like
God.
Wilson Contreras on there and like
those
Javi.
are bad. Those are so bad.
It's bad because I mean
we can make better commercials.
Well, coming up, no. I'm just, but he was on there, and if you look at him, he looks shy.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the thing is in his NBA career, he's been injured a lot. And that's not his fault. I look at him the same way I look at like a guy like Leonard Floyd.
Okay.
My biggest fear is that he's going to spend his first couple seasons in the NBA kind of floating around, doing some good things, getting hurt, not being able to succeed when he comes back from injury because of nerves, because you don't want to get hurt again. All that stuff matters.
Right.
And then what's going to happen is that he's going to move on from this team. And he's going to join another team, and he's going to flourish because he just happens to string together a couple seasons without injury and then he can get better. But when you see him, he can hit that outside shot.
But he's 7 feet, man. I know the NBA game. I know the NBA.
That's what it is.
The NBA is like everybody shoot from the 3-point line. Guess what? You shoot from the 3-point line, it's a long rebound. And guess what? Now the other team has a freaking breakaway. And they might have better players that can shoot the 3. And guess what? That's how you get blown up. Out.
And you're not wrong about that. But if you have Markkanen and you have Vucci-Main, there should be one in there to be able to get a rebound. And if they're one shooting.
But that's a problem. All 5 guys stand at the 3-point line.
But my point is that you can fix that. But if you have those 2 players, you have 2 big guys like that, you should be able to get the rebound if one of them's taking a shot.
Agreed.
And it's just rotations.
Which
Now,
they haven't done. I've been talking to you about this.
But to be fair, this team has changed dramatically in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, they changed the entire roster except for Felicio.
Well, I get nervous saying that word.
I said like Felicio, not the other one.
I know what you said. I'm just saying, bye, Felicio.
We can't do that yet. I wish.
Wendell Carter's gone.
Yes.
Okay. Otto Porter.
Yeah, your boy.
Otto Porter. This dude, I swear to God, all he did was make money and party.
Yeah.
That's all he did. He never played.
I wish I had that lifestyle.
Every time the game was coming on, I'm over here singing Lionel Richie songs to myself like, it's you I'm looking for, bro. Where are you at? Why don't you ever play? And then when he finally played, he looked sluggish. He looked like me running down the court. And you don't want to look like me running down the court. It is not a good look. So the fact that you got rid of these 2 guys, one guy that had zero self-confidence, another guy that's plodding down the court, okay, like a damn slug with a broken foot. You completely changed this team.
Yeah, they did.
It's
going to take a while for chemistry.
Time to play together.
Yeah, I agree. It takes a while for chemistry.
So there's a lot. Now you're without Zach LaVine. Okay.
So we're going for the lottery,
right? And you
should be.
You either tank out because you still need that third player.
Exactly.
You need that third player so that when they build a wall around Zach LaVine and Vucevic isn't hitting the shots, you need a third player you can score.
Right. So that comes into the next 2 points that I had. According to the Bleacher Report, the Bulls are making a serious run at Lonzo Ball this offseason. They'll have to compete with New York Knicks and the New Orleans Pelicans, who can match any contract if they wish to keep him because he's a restricted free agent.
Right. So that means that whatever offer he gets, more than likely what's going to happen is he's going to be a RFA. He is going to see what the market will offer him, and then the Pels, if they decide that he's worth that much, they can match the contract and he stays with them. Or
if it's priced too much,
right?
See ya.
That happened with Omer Ashik a few years ago, and the Rockets took him away from the Bulls, and the Bulls kind of needed him at that time.
We needed him at that time.
When he finally came back afterwards,
it's garbage. Yeah. All right, there's another report about your boy Larry Marketing and the San Antonio Spurs. Looks like they're going to pursue him.
So, yeah, I mean, I told you Lowry is the type of guy that if you get him to a spot like San Antonio.
Yeah, where he's like
that's the
third or fourth option.
Well, it's not just that, but it's the coach. It's the culture.
Yeah.
You have somehow this guy turned Texas into like this, international marketplace of players. But you have the connections with these Euro players that can come in, give him the confidence, give him the boost, give whatever it is that he needs. Because Pop has those guys in his back pocket. He's there. He has them. Hey, I won you a bunch of titles. Can you come help this big guy?
Yeah.
Imagine him just calling up Tim Duncan and be like, hey, can you work with Markkanen for 2 weeks? Think about that.
It'll change his game.
It'll change his game, and he'll still have the shot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He just needs a little bit of seasoning.
And about 6 months in the gym.
Well, that may be true too, but sometimes you see some of these guys get too bulky, and it just makes them very slow. So that's the thing. But look, earlier you were talking about Lonzo Ball.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm not opposed to him coming here.
No, we need a guy who can penetrate and dish out the ball.
Right.
And he plays pretty decent defense. So
that's the biggest thing you're missing from this team full of scorers is someone that can distribute the ball to where it needs to go so the scorers can score the ball.
I mean, there's a team on West Coast that they just picked up a guy who's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
And he does his job of distributing the ball with a bunch of scorers.
Oh, yeah. Who's that?
I don't know. Chris Paul. He's also going to be a free agent at the end of this year.
Well, I think
he might a little bit too over the hill for us.
You could say the same thing about him being in Phoenix, though. Because here's the thing, is that the Phoenix Suns were able to turn around what everyone thought of them, become one of the best teams in the league because of Chris Paul. Because now you have a guy that can pass the ball. You get it to where it needs to go. You get Ayton over there. You have Devin Booker over there.
Gordon.
And you got all the now you got Aaron Gordon over there. So you have all these players that thrive on a guy that can get them the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I said last year I wasn't opposed to Chris Paul coming to the Bulls. Plus, considering the fact that he already has a relationship with the head coach of the Chicago Bulls.
Oh, yeah.
Because he played for him last year.
That's right.
So I was kind of half surprised he actually didn't come to Chicago, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so was I. But I think he wants to win a chip.
We'll see what happens.
All right. So former Bull, Dwayne Wade, buys ownership stop in Utah Jazz.
So now he's a part owner of the Utah Jazz, huh?
Yeah.
It said that he also wants a hands-on role in the team. Now, he has been involved wherever he's been. You know what I mean? You've seen it over the past couple of years. You've seen his involvement with just like politics and like the world and what's going on, and seeing you kind of knew, especially with his relationship with Shaq, that any inkling of like, oh, I want to be in front of the camera, he's going to be there. So, hey, this is going to put him more in front of the camera, and this is going to... I'm just glad that we're actually seeing some of these players as we go along in time becoming owners of teams.
No, this is
They're
great.
benefiting.
I mean, a person of color owning a team in Utah?
Yeah.
Utah?
He has a stake.
Were they poisoning your pizza before a playoff game?
I forgot about that.
Exactly. Speaking of that, Michael Jordan is to present the late Kobe Bryant at the Naismith. Yeah, Naismith. I got it right. The Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. I always get that name wrong. So this is going to be awesome.
People think that the Basketball Hall of Fame is the NBA Hall of Fame.
Nope.
It is not the NBA Hall of Fame.
Separate entity.
The Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. So this is for college players. This is for announcers. This is for coaches, for women's and men's basketball.
Correct.
So Michael Jordan going back to the Hall of Fame to present
his little brother.
Yeah, his boy. You know what I mean?
That's his little brother. Yeah.
So I mean, but I heard something about like...
Yeah, so I was listening to the radio, and there was reports that Michael Jordan was PO'd because the tickets that they're selling are 3 times the amount of what their tickets usually cost.
I wonder why that is.
Well, you're trying to benefit off the Kobe Bryant name and the Michael Jordan name at the same time.
Right. So you're essentially trying to do your best to benefit and exploit the death of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Not cool.
And the fact that Michael Jordan, you're basically goading him into it.
Right.
You know,
because they did this after he confirmed that he's going to do this. Now, a good way to spend this, you donate all those funds to a charity.
Right.
That's the only way they can get out of it.
Yeah, I mean that's the right thing to do. Why is it so much? Like it's crazy.
That's just being irresponsible.
Yeah. Fellow first ballot inductees Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett will be introduced by David Robinson and Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas?
Well, you got the Chicago connection between Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Garnett, a little bit. Either way, whatever.
Rudy Tomjanovich, the two-time NBA champion coach of the Houston Rockets,
Ooh, heart of a
will
champion.
be presented by franchise icons Hakeem Olajuwon and Calvin Murphy.
Hakeem the Dream.
Rudy
Hakeem the
T.
Dream.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the heart of a champion, that speech. Everybody remembers that.
Yeah, man.
And then you got Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. They used to call me Joaquim the Dream Olajuwon back when I was on the court, man. So, I mean, this is going to be a star-studded.
Oh, this is like an all-time.
And now here's the thing. I hate the way they present this because it's usually like on a Tuesday or Thursday night. No, dude, put this on primetime.
You know what's
Friday
weird?
or Saturday.
You know what's weird too is that have you ever seen it like actually presented? It looks like it's in a conference room at like a Holiday Inn in like 1980.
No production value.
It's terrible. Like it should be a big like giant event like the NFL draft.
So this is what I was thinking when they were talking about how it's presented and you're just mentioning it. Dude, make it part of the All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
You know, WrestleMania does the Hall of Fame, and then they do one event, 2 events, 3 events. Guess what? They make it an entire weekend, so you're focused on their event.
Yeah.
So if you put this in front of the All-Star game.
But at least for this year, if they would put it in front of the All-Star game, it would have kind of, you would have had COVID concerns and stuff like that because you were restricted. You know what I mean? And you
Well, it
wanted
was Atlanta. Oh, it was Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, Z, what is going on with the Chicago Fire?
Chicago Fire. All right, Robert Barrick collected a goal and an assist with Luka Stojanovic. Get that right today?
Sure.
Okay. Also, tally for the Fire. So it was literally 2-0 really quick. It was a great game. Again, they're on WGN. So if you want to watch any type of sport on WGN, it's going to be soccer. So learn some soccer.
Hey, free TV.
Exactly. They were denied their first bid at their first opening day victory since posting a 3-1 victory over FC Dallas in 2009. So it's been 12 years. Oh. All right. So we ended up in a 2-2 tie.
Okay.
All right. So again, I hate ties.
Yeah.
I hate them in hockey. I hate them in soccer. I think you should go to a shootout till there's a winner.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So Barrett, who erupted for a team-high 12 goals last season, wasted little time setting the tone for the match. Boris Sikluklik, I don't know if I said that right. Slick centering feed to Barrett to convert into the open field net in the 5th minute. I mean, it was a crazy goal. Watch the game. Watch the highlights. The Fire are going to be good this year. And I know E doesn't watch soccer.
I can attest to this right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking at a man wearing a red Chicago Fire jersey.
That's right, wearing my jersey.
And a white Adidas Chicago Fire hat.
Yeah, I brought it out from the vault, man, because I used to be a season ticket holder, man.
You see?
Yeah. So the Fire kept the heat on and doubled the advantage in the 11th minute with Frankowski's cross from Barrick. Who set up an unmarked Stojanovic for a later goal. Again, they end up with a 2-2 tie, and this is probably my biggest thing. We used to make fun of the Fire when I was a season ticket holder. Mm-hmm. We never win, we always tie. Yeah. All right, next up for the Fire is Atlanta FC in Atlanta next Saturday. That's the good thing about soccer. They play once a week, just like football.
Hey.
El fútbol.
That means I only have to hear about it once a week.
All right, we'll be right back with 3 up and 3 down after a quick word from our boys at Anchor.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast with E-Rock and Big Z.
Yeah.
Our favorite time of the year is back. It is baseball season. This is 3 up and 3 down.
I think I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
Z, what is going on the South Side?
The South Side. All right, before I talk about my boys in black, I want to acknowledge a couple things. And I know you'll appreciate this. Mm-hmm. First, I want to acknowledge that the MLB does a great job of promoting Jackie Robinson Day, which is April 15th.
Yep.
Jackie Robinson Day was April 15th at MLB, and it was a great production, what they did, where they have everyone wear the number 42.
Right.
It's been a tradition since 2004. MLB and the clubs will commemorate Can I say that right? No. Commemorate. Nah, can I say that?
Commemorate.
Commemorate. There you go. Thank you, sir. Jackie Robinson Day at all ballparks throughout the league on Thursday, April 15th and 16th. So that whole weekend.
Right.
So it's the anniversary of him making his historic MLB debut as he broke baseball's color barrier.
Right.
The extra day allows, so again, 15 and 16. So the extra day allows for teams that are not playing on that day. Then they have their traditional day off. So
Yeah, the Cubs actually did that.
right.
Yep.
So Robinson will continue to be remembered for his inspiring historic career, his courage and strength amid challenges he faced as he broke baseball's color barrier, his actions as a social advocate and civil rights icon, and his continued impact on our sport and society.
So let me tell you something about Jackie Robinson.
Yes, sir.
If you are not aware of Jackie Robinson's story, there really is no biography in movies that's 100% true. Okay? But check out the movie called 42 with Chadwick Boseman, who I've talked about in this program before.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Great
I
actor.
mean, and I think he did the role justice. You know, Jackie Robinson had passed away before the movie came out, but his widow did come out and talk about, like, you know what, thank you so much for representing what Jackie was about, what Jackie was there to do. And, you know, one of the things that we talked about in the previous episode was that the MLB is now going to be recognizing Negro League
As part of their records, yes.
as part of their records. So you're actually going to see guys like Josh Gibson get their dues. You know what I mean? Like the Kansas City Grays or the Kansas City Monarchs and the
and then Satchel Page's actual stats where he was really good before he came to MLB.
Before he came to the MLB.
Right.
Because they would just hold you down and wait till you were just starting to turn into a bum.
Right.
And then be like, oh, I guess you can come now. You know, so I mean, that was the thing. If you don't realize like how significant
Huge.
it was during
Huge.
the time that he came in, because you're not just talking about breaking the color barrier in baseball, you're really talking about breaking the color barrier in sports.
All sports, right.
You know, because it just the way that it was set up, you still get a little bit of feelings from it today. You know, it's just not as blatant anymore, but it's still around. So
No, it's still around.
that's the thing, is that if you don't know who Jackie Robinson is as a sports fan, as an American, it's your duty to figure it out.
Yeah, you're doing a disgrace to yourself if you don't know the history of baseball and the impact of Jackie Robinson, and then to later open the door for Roberto Clemente.
Correct.
And all the players, all the Latin players that followed Jackie Robinson and Roberto Clemente. Dude, look at MLB right now.
Yep.
It's literally all Latin players.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's what it is. And a lot of not just Latin, but black Latin players.
Yes, black Latin players.
You know
Yes,
what I mean?
exactly.
So you find somewhere where this is an international sport. There's not a country that's not represented at some point. It has at some point at this time in MLB.
And what I love about baseball is if you're good,
Yeah.
you'll find a spot on a roster.
Right.
If you're from Korea, if you're from Japan, from China, from Mexico, it doesn't matter where you're from.
Right.
If you're good, you'll find a spot on a
Right.
roster somewhere.
Absolutely.
And that's why I love about baseball right now. It is to the point where talent is colorblind.
Correct. Absolutely. That was a great great way to put that. Talent is colorblind. I love that.
Yeah. Little stat here. Only 3 players in MLB history had had their number retired by at least 3 teams. Nolan Ryan by the Angels, Astros, and Rangers.
Okay.
I love Nolan Ryan growing up. Frank Robinson, Cleveland, the Reds. See how I say the Cleveland? I didn't say the other name. Cleveland. I hate Cleveland. Reds, Orioles, and then Jackie Robinson, who's has his number retired by all 32 teams.
Correct. So the last player to have that number was Mariano Rivera, because he
Yes.
had it grandfathered in.
Yes, exactly.
Prior to when they retired the number for all teams. So he was the last one. Once he threw his last pitch, he was the last one to ever have 42.
And he's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, the White Sox. Let's get to White Sox baseball.
Oh, finally.
Where's Kennedy? Where's Kenny saying that?
White Sox business.
Instead of White Sox business. That's right. The White Sox, Carlos Rodon throws the first no-hitter of the season for the White Sox. 9 strong innings, 7 Ks, and just one mistake on a slider that got away and hit a batter on the back foot. He could have moved his foot.
He could have moved his foot. He didn't move his foot. It is what it is.
It is.
Look, man. Hey, this guy has been through the ringer.
Oh yeah. I remember last year, like he came back and Ricky throws him in a bullpen in his series with Cleveland.
Yep.
And he's like, I've never pitched bullpen.
Right.
He's like, no, you're gonna go pitch. And he was horrible.
Right.
And then you have him pitch in the Oakland series in a bullpen session as well. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's Ricky Renteria right there.
And that's why he no longer has a job. Okay.
No, but look, man, we've been watching Rodon forever, waiting for him to develop. And he's the same thing with like Leonard Floyd. Like Lowry Markkanen.
I see what you're doing here.
You know exactly
I see what
I'm
you're doing.
Because look, he had the shoulder surgery, right? He had the Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, and
every time every time here he comes, hurt. It's not, you cannot prevent injuries. I hate when people want to call a player a bust because of injuries. It's not, Kevin White is another name.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose won the MVP and then got hurt. If he didn't get that MVP, if I'm telling you right now, if Derrick Rose didn't get that MVP and he just was like, oh, he was second in MVP, and then he gets hurt, he doesn't get the love that he got. But he showed what he could do early. But what I'm saying is that Rodon, hurt. You don't know what to get out of him because he's always hurt.
Well, I mean, some guys persevere when they're at the bottom.
Yeah.
When all the chips have been put in and they cashed out and like, all right, I want to get back in the game. So again, like he was literally an inch from perfection. Mm-hmm. So Rodon won the fifth starting spot from Reynaldo Lopez, who was horrible last year.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't a high bar to beat.
I remember the high five after Lopez was no longer there. So
yeah. So he had a ton to prove, and it was one of the players that, besides Moncada, that has a lot to prove this year. Mm-hmm. He was picked number 3 by the White Sox in 2014, and he had shoulder surgery, like you said. And this happened, I remember I was at opening day, and he pitched, and then the next day, like, oh, he's going to DL because his shoulder's messed up. So he pitched with a bum shoulder, knowing that, but didn't want to disappoint the team or the fans. Heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not like a guy like that?
I didn't say anything. I just didn't like that his wife was speaking up for him on Twitter.
Just say, why not? That's what your spouse is supposed to do, man.
Well, yeah, but she's over here dogging the White Sox. The White Sox, she should have just dogged Ricky. It wasn't the White Sox that put him out there.
Well,
Ricky did.
So what is that? That tells you a lot about what people think about Ricky, but by association.
Yeah. Well, he was always on your team too. And he got fired. All right, in 2020,
and then y'all took him.
He was, playing family ties over here, father. All right, in 2020, he was non-tendered by the White Sox at the end, but he crawled his way back into the rotation, came full circle this week with a no-hitter. Carlos, you are forever in the record books, and this is why I love baseball.
Absolutely. This dude came back, crawled back. There was a mouse stuck in. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
In a bucket of cream, and he crawled. This is the same.
Yeah, he turned it into butter.
Yeah, he turned it into butter.
Yeah.
So Carlos Rodon, you are that little mouse. Good
That's
for
right.
you,
Spread
man.
that butter, baby. Spread that butter. All right, good news, Yadmin. Mercedes, the Germinator. Yeah, he homered again. Dude, he hit some bomb shots. Like,
it's crazy.
He hit some.
You know what? He's compact. He's 5'11", and he's got like.
I'm 5'11".
He's 5'11", and when he switches and he turns and he smacks that ball, I mean, it goes far. Smack it.
Yeah, we also got Tim Anderson, who just came back from the IL. He did a home run today, and the boys had a slow start with the bats. It's like feast or famine, but once the lineup is solidified, where you got guys that are not getting hurt, they're in the lineup every day, things will heat up. Moncada was moved up from the cleanup spot to the third spot because he needs protection.
Well, exactly. Because otherwise he's gonna sit there and swing at nothing.
Exactly. He kind of reminds me of Baez, where he just swings at a bunch of BS.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the season, Baez got his own music video too, because he can't have another Latin player in the city.
Oh, it's coming. It'll be filmed at Humboldt Park too.
They're the same guy in a different team.
Agreed. All right, the bullpen, which has been the strongest part of the team last year, it has been scuffling in a bunch of games.
Yeah.
La Russa stated that the bullpen is fine and that recent losses are team losses. How do you feel about that?
La Russa is old and he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's how I feel about that. Next topic, please.
All right. So this just came in over the wire. Lance Lynn is out on a 10-day IL with a strained right trapezius. This sucks. Major Lonzo balls.
Where is your trapezius?
That's in your back, bro. That's like, yeah, it's over here by the shoulder blade, like over there, somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
That does not sound fun.
No, that doesn't. Well, it's soreness, so it's a strain. So you'll be out maybe 2 weeks, and hopefully he gets back, man.
Lance Lynn, let me tell you something, bro. I seen you pitch. 12-pack of Coors Light. Find you a little spliff somewhere hidden in the couch cushion.
He's gonna have some Twiller in his teeth and a dog and a shotgun pretty soon. He's gonna have a country career.
No, he's not. Go put on the Big Lebowski. Make you White Russian. Put your feet up. You'll be all good, man. I seen you. That's all you need. You don't need medicine. Just put your feet up.
Yeah,
rest. Watch a movie. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
You'll be all right.
Don't hit the bars like Otto Porter. All right, after finish up in Boston this weekend and then Cleveland, I hate Ohio. This weekend, the Sox will come into, the Texas Rangers will come into town, and also the Young Tigers of Detroit.
Okay.
They're playing pretty good.
Didn't we just say that no one knows who the Tigers are if you're not in their division?
I mean, I know Miguel Cabrera, that's it.
Okay, I forgot he exists.
He's always hurt every year.
Well, you just said that name, and I forgot how is he in the league still? This is the same guy that was on like the 03 Marlins, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What the hell?
He had a different name.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. Oh, what's going on with the Cubbies?
The Cubs bats finally come alive with an offensive explosion against the Braves last Saturday, and Wilson Contreras was in the driver's seat. Contreras launched a home run in each of his first 2 plate appearances against the Braves, igniting an offensive outburst that paved the way for a 13-4 rout.
Where'd that come from?
That came from, they like to save up all their runs.
I'm doing one game.
And just drop them all at once. Look, Chris Bryant also cleared the friendly confines fence twice in the kind of team-wide offensive breakout Chicago's been craving over the season's first 2+ weeks. So finally, like I said, they're just saving it all up and do it all at once, so that next week when they get shut out 3-0, you'd be like, hey, remember that one time? No, me neither, because they hate scoring. I feel like they're allergic to scoring. I don't understand what the problem is.
There's no consistency on that team right
It
now.
is ridiculous.
No.
And this is the problem. I've been paying more and more attention to the White Sox simply because I know what to expect out of the Cubs. I know what to expect out of Rizzo, Bryant, Contreras, Javi.
And it's not much.
And it's just, there's nothing exciting for me. There's nothing there for me to be excited about. I know that, you're going to hit a moonshot. You're going to choke up when you got 2 strikes, Rizzo, and try to hit a slapper out into the outfield.
Right.
I know what's going to happen every time. But when it comes down to it, they don't clutch. If they're not clutch and they don't close out the game to win the game. There's no surprise. There's no suspense from me right now.
Yeah, it's really sad because if you were to take those pieces on that team and spread them out onto other teams, they'd probably be all-stars.
I think by default they're going to be all-stars because they're still the best players on the team. Now, to be fair, Contreras this season has shown a ton of fire.
Well, if I'm being 6 times this year and a half, right. Jesus.
So now here's the thing is you had 2 players going back and forth. Contreras kept getting blunked, right?
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's not cool. Ryan Tepera decided to take it into his own hands.
Yeah, no, not really though. Not really though, because he's not a good pitcher, and he missed.
What are you talking about? Not a good pitcher? He had an MVP vote last year, bro. Right. All right, check it out. David Ross was suspended 1 game, and reliever Ryan Tepera was suspended 3 games for throwing at Milwaukee Brewers pitcher Brandon Woodruff. The pitch in question was a 95-mile-per-hour fastball behind the legs of Brewers pitcher Brandon Woodruff in the fifth inning of last Tuesday's 3-2 win for the Cubs. It led to the suspensions and undisclosed fines for Tepera and the Cubs skipper.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If my guy gets beamed in the head.
That was one of those things you heard it hit the helmet and you get scared because you hear the crack. And
anytime someone gets beamed in the head, it's not a cool thing. It's scary. You can end someone's life. Not cool. So guess what? I'm gonna get 5 guys ready in the bullpen, and I'm like, hey, you're all gonna get tossed.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pay for your fine. Yep. Hit the next 5 guys.
So Tepera did come out and say there was no malicious intent. It was just a message that we had enough. And I'm glad because Contreras, we know for years and years and years that Rizzo was the guy that was leading the team in hit by pitch most of the time. The whole league,
because he crowds the plate.
Because he likes to,
crowd the plate,
and then hump the air, and it's funny.
I had a comment I can't say. Oh man, I almost slipped out.
But Contreras has been getting hit in the head, hit in the back, hit in the arm. It doesn't matter. So they said, hey, enough is enough. But you could have sparked a fire keg under this team.
Yes.
So this is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not. It's not.
Because like I said,
your pitcher should have beamed them. He missed.
Hey. It's one thing to do it on accident, and it's one thing to do it on purpose. If you slip the ball,
just beat him on the backside. You're not trying to take out his livelihood. Just beat him on the backside.
A bean? No. Let's get this straight. Bean means head. That's what that means. Hit him means hit his body. To bean someone means to hit them in the head. And that's what I'm saying. Don't hit him in the head.
No.
If you want to hit him, then hit him.
Right.
But do not bean him, please.
No, don't hit.
We don't need that kind of smoke.
No.
So check it out. We were just talking about Jackie Robinson Day.
Yes, sir.
And something really cool that happened was Jason Hayward was among more than 100 Major League players of all races and backgrounds who pledged to donate their game day salaries on Jackie Robinson Day to support the Players Alliance.
Wow, that is so cool.
Like I said earlier, the Northsiders did celebrate a day late because they were off on last Thursday, which was the 74th anniversary of Robinson's breaking the baseball color barrier, but they celebrated Robinson on last Friday instead. So, again, you had not just MLB recognizing Jackie Robinson Day, but also a lot of the players saying what that means to them.
Yeah.
And if you were going to talk about one player from the Cubs who I would 100% expect to be the guy,
Hayward,
it would be Hayward.
Yeah,
it would 100%.
Well, I mean, you also had, and I know you know about this, but was our Chicago UIC? Why is it coming off my? I can't think of it off the top of my head. He played for the Mets, and he played.
Curtis Granderson.
Yeah, why couldn't I think of his? I've been to 7 of his events. I'm sorry. All right, Curtis Granderson grew up in Chicago. His mom teaches in Chicago. He gives back to the community. He was huge on this.
You know, the thing with guys like Hayward, Curtis Granderson, is that when you've seen we were just talking about the influx of Latin players in the MLB in the last 20 years. Well, what you've seen on the opposite of that is a decline in black players.
I think it's a 2.9% of MLB is black.
Right. So, I mean, that's
too low. That's way too low.
That's why. And, you know, what's funny is that I was just talking to someone the other day about, when we were growing up, they're like, well, I played hockey or I played this. I'm like, we played basketball with a milk crate.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because
in the alley,
because all you need is a ball.
Well, you need, a piece of plywood, a crate, and some nails, and you're good to go.
You know what I mean? And that's all just stuff that you find in the alley.
Yeah.
So baseball, you need equipment, but at least if you got a bat and a ball, you can play hockey. You know what I mean? They're like, oh yeah, I had a basketball to play with. I didn't have all this gear that I spoil my kids with now.
Yeah.
So I mean, to see, it's really important for everybody to see representation in every sport.
Agreed.
And not feel like, hey, because I'm this or that, I shouldn't be allowed.
No, I totally agree with you.
The Cubs bring in and bring on the Brew Crew again this weekend before making stops in Atlanta to play the Braves and Cincy to play the Reds before they come home to play the defending World Series champion
Los Dodgers.
LA Dodgers.
Los Dodgers. I'll be ready for that series.
I know.
All right, everybody, let's take a pause for the cause and hear a quick word from our friends at Grit Clothing Company.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with E-Rock and Big Z.
Yeah.
The time is here. Please help us welcome our very special guest. He is the official in-game DJ of the Chicago Bulls, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Chicago White Sox, and Northwestern basketball. He's also the Chicago Bears music coordinator. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Jay Funk.
It sounds weird hearing it. Honestly.
Welcome in, man. Thanks for joining the show.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me.
All right, man. Because we asked everyone, I know you're the DJ for the White Sox, but
yeah, buddy.
What team did you grow up rooting for as far as Chicago baseball is concerned?
Truthfully, I was a Cubs fan.
Yeah.
So I mean, truthfully, I was. I mean, but I saw the light, and I saw that the Sox are really my team.
There you go. There you go. Curveball.
Oh man,
celebrating too early.
I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I grew up. We grew up on the north side. I actually grew up in Andersonville, which is
nice.
gentrified now. But we normally. I used to, with my friends, we used to chase all the Oakland Cubs players. Like Andre Dawson, Ron Say, Jody Davis. Since I only lived 2 miles away from the ballpark, we used to just chase them on our bikes with autographs. And good old grandpa would buy tickets because they were cheap back in the day. Go watch games, and grew up a Cubs fan. But I saw the light.
There's a lot of the players still live right around Wrigley, because when I was doing service calls in my last job, I would go into a lot of their houses and meet them, and just randomly, and you're like, oh yeah, so and so lives across the alley, and all that. They're always super cool, man.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of ex-players, former players, they're all still within the city. They can't get away from the love of Chicago, so
right.
They understand.
All right, Jay. So we've talked a little bit baseball, but overall, what is your favorite team?
Overall, I mean, it's hard to really say, or definitely define. I mean, I grew up a basketball fan, so
there
definitely
it is.
The Bulls.
There you go.
When I was living my dream of trying to be the the Filipino Michael Jordan. It stopped at 5'8". I'll be totally honest. 5'8". But that was, the Bulls were always my team. I remember falling asleep on the couch watching those 9:30 games they used to play on WBN.
Yeah.
Mom would be like, "Go to bed." I'm like, "But Mom, there's the basketball, the TV." So, those are the days of falling asleep watching the Bulls play. So
I got to be honest, man. I miss sports on GN.
Yeah.
Sox games, Cubs games,
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
it's man.
Now all we have is the Chicago Fire on WGN.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I do miss I do honestly agree. I wish that felt so Chicago. Honestly,
right.
When it was on WGN, that was the feeling of like, this is our team. This is the way.
Because it's our only real station where there's a WGN Superstation. Now I think they have like a news station where it's supposed to be like national news. But realistically, that's our only real straight up. WGN only in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are. I remember those times of just that and WWE wrestling on Saturdays.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Okay, I'm showing my age now. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, it's all good, brother.
We're kind of all in the same group, so it's all good. Hey, let's talk about your music career, man. How long have you been spinning, and really, tell us what got you started?
So that's an interesting story. So as we mentioned before, you guys know my brother. So he goes by Boy Wonder. And then, the way it started for me was that, so back in the 80s, my mom she grew up as a singer. So So she did like after she worked her job, she would sing. She's a hustler like us. She'd go sing at lounges. So she's a lounge singer, like almost 5 days a week, 4 days a week. And at the time, she was dating the DJ at the club. And there were times where we didn't have a babysitter. So me being the age of like I think 6 or 7, she'd have to bring us to work. So Tony was so small, so he would sleep. He'd sleep in the dressing room. But I would, being nosy, I always want to come out, and you're not supposed to have like a 6-year-old in a nightclub,
right?
So she put me in the DJ booth with him. And when she would go on her break, the DJ would go on. He would go on a spin, and all the people would be dancing. So I'd see him spin. So he'd be spinning all the old freestyles, freestyle classics. And I just thought that was amazing. And I was like, man, I want to do this. So when they broke up, he actually left a turntable at our house. And I messed with that turntable until we got her. So mom was, we can't, like Tony and I can't sing. We don't play any instruments.
Right.
But the turntable still gravitated for us. So we started DJing, I think, in 1990.
That's what's up.
That's crazy.
That is a fantastic story. I'm gonna tell you what though. I relate to you about being in the bars as a little kid because my grandfather we're talking about like the old like peanut shells on the floor, corner bar, old style sign, all that stuff. But he used to take me with him to the bar so he could still go to the bar where he was supposed to be quote unquote watching me. And they would this is back in the day when they used to just stack the boxes of beer up against the wall. So they would take one box, put it aside, put 2 boxes, stack it on top of each other. I'd sit on the one box and color on the other 2 boxes as I'm a little kid in the bar.
Oh, that's upset. Hey, that's I'm Greg.
That was smart. He had the whole bar watching you.
Yeah. I wasn't going nowhere. I got all the root beer and pretzels I could eat.
Right.
oh man, that's like a kid's dream right there.
Right.
Like, can I get a Shirley Temple and a root beer? Cool, thanks. Oh man, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how we started. After that, mom kind of saw the passion we had for DJing, and lo and behold, this was my 31st year of DJing in total. So
that's fantastic.
That's crazy. So I assume you're a big music fan. What was your first concert?
Oh, first concert. I mean, I have to think about that one. I kind of got like I saw Keith Sweat live, and that kind of like just ruined my concert. Like I heard Keith Sweat live, and I was like, this guy is terrible. I never want to see a live concert again. You see him in person. You see him in person. They're like, man, this guy's horrible.
Yeah.
Auto-tune fixes a lot of stuff.
It does.
I'm trying to think of like bad shows. I think that I seen the Alcoholics, and that was kind of weird. But I've seen the Roots several times. I've seen Common several times, and those are probably my favorite shows. But I think we were talking about this before. My first show ever was Rage and Wu-Tang in Florida.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we just talked about it. Mine was it was like Jay-Z, DMX, Redman, Method Man. It was like an ensemble of all-stars. It was all together at the Rosemont.
Was that like the Rock the Bell tour? That sounds like the Rock the Bell tour.
I think that was.
I think it was. It was like, the concert was like in 99 or 2000.
Yeah, that sounds like Rock the Bells. That sounds like, because I mean, I had just gone through like as we had flyers on our wall, and I probably had every Pronto printing that he should have been on, that they printed back in the 90s, like on the wall of me when I was DJing for the parties and everything. But
no,
I definitely see that was I think that tour was a big tour. I remember trying getting tickets to it, but I think I was broke at the time. But,
I still have a whole big shoebox full of like flyers and stickers and promos from other stuff back in the day. I can't get enough of it. I still got it all. All right, man. Let's talk about your involvement with DJing with sports teams, man. How did you get into that, and what's your favorite part of doing that?
Sure. So I'm straight off begins with I'm just lucky to be blessed to be in this position, and the trust that these teams give me with playing music at critical times. So I guess like DJing so long, you kind of like, especially when we're up. I still do restaurants and more bars and not so many clubs. Just more like chill places on the weekend. Still do lots of weddings, corporate events. But obviously after 2010, our love for Empire Liquors. Shout out to Hiroki and everybody there. Wednesdays and Saturdays. But when they closed, there's kind of like a transition where I was like, what's next in my career for DJing? So I had this vision, seeing the original DJ for the NBA was DJ Irie. We're Miami Heat, and I was thought to myself, why don't Chicago have a DJ? So I started inquiring with the Bears, since I had a family friend that worked over there, and I actually started doing stuff with the Bears on Family Fest days, like 07, 08.
Okay.
But on Family Fest, those are like really easy events.
Right.
I was getting my feet wet. Nobody really trained us how to do it, but they weren't ready for a DJ yet. So, but I don't think they really are either. But they were looking for something different. Lo and behold, maybe a few years later, the Bulls, I don't know if you noticed, like when they changed a bit of management, new team came in for entertainment, and they were looking for DJs.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like we had a mutual friend over there as well. They had us submit mixes, and I just kind of came out on top as doing one of those things. Now I started as a concourse DJ.
Okay.
If you've been to a book game, they have DJs that are on the concourse when you come into the game.
Right. I remember that because I worked for the Bulls for about 4 or 5 years, and they have tons of talent that they hire for different sections of the building as the concourse talent.
Yeah.
And so
exactly
I would come in through the press entrance and I would see DJs and jugglers and contortionists and balloon animal stuff, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
dude, you talk about getting the best experience, go to a Bulls game.
Well, and that's the thing, is that you have to make sure that your in-game experience is better than your sitting on the couch.
Well, yeah,
experience.
Well, also the product on the hardwood floor was not that great at that time.
Right.
They were key points, right?
Yeah,
major key. Yeah. That's to your point. Exactly. I mean, you guys are totally seeing it, which I could tell is that these teams are upping all their entertainment value because we have to get people in seats. Even if the product was good or was not good, or we have to entertain people, and that's the key element. We have to entertain.
Right.
So, like you said, it's working for the Bulls. They had jugglers, they had face painters, they had balloons and music. So that was really key to bring entertainment to keep the house packed, which also translated into the Sox, which also translated into the Bears and the Blackhawks as well. So, so my story was that obviously I started with Concourse. The original DJs for the Bulls, shout out to them, the brothers, DJ Marquis, Metro, and
Metro.
Flipside.
Yeah.
Metro, Flipside.
I know Flipside pretty well, actually.
Oh yeah, the Flipside is the homie. I mean, we started DJing. We knew each other a long time, but I used to DJ at Transit. In 02.
Well, I remember he was spinning at Rhino. Remember Rhino? Yeah. He was spinning at Rhino, and it was the year. And I remember being at Rhino the day the White Sox won the World Series.
Oh, okay.
So he would come in, and my boys would spin before him, and he'd come in and finish out the show.
Nice.
Because I'm good friends with DJ Technique as well.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Technique. I just saw him. He posted up his gear the other day.
Yeah,
he just got a new shirt that he did. Yep. So we were he was. So these guys, those three were the original full DJs. Flipside had gone for him when he was part of Jump Smokers, but they were down to 2. So they were like, who can we rely on to do the job we can do? And my name came up, and it was just kind of like, Flip gave me the blessing. So I put that work into the Bulls. So for our roles, and then I'll break down everything I do for each team. So the Bulls, we're in charge of every timeout. Currently, right now, we're in charge of every timeout, every song played during the game, except for during when we're on defense, which we do offense.
Okay.
We're in charge of all the promos, for beds for talkovers, as well as in-game situations with prompts.
Wow.
And so we're as soon as the doors open at 5:30, we are on it all the way through the end of the game.
So let me see if this makes sense. You're essentially the DJs for these teams are the modern day organist.
Yes.
Could be. Yeah, that's a good point. We can say that because I know the organist was very key for back in the day where they didn't play music. Especially organ is still prominent in hockey and baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
Not so much basketball or football. So in Bulls, we're in charge of all music prompts and timeouts and so forth. Same thing at the Sox. Currently, we're the DJ and the click effects. Click Effects is the program we use for disc golf clicks for like when the players walk up to the plate, during when the good old Gene Honda is doing his reads.
Yeah, he's got a great
we have
voice.
Like, of course. I mean, I think it's because of all the years. I mean, it's deeper than any other Asian person I know. He's got a great voice. So, I've smoking too because he's his brother on that.
That's the key.
We do.
That's the key. That's why these old newscasters have got like these great deep voices.
Yeah.
It's because they sitting there and they're dragging on heaters all day long, and and that's why they're dying when they're 65.
Literally, well, like I don't think Bob Uecker smokes anymore, but I mean, he was definitely, that guy's a legend as well. It's like he's up in his 80s or 90s now. But let's see, so Soxy, I do all music prompts, everything, player walk-ups, even in between bats, like like there's a foul ball, and then there's like there's like an organ or a song in between, or like everybody clap your hands, a lot of crowd prompts. We do all that. So during in between innings, and then at the Hawks, everything as well. Sorry, not during when the gates open. We actually just run a soundtrack, but during promos, during in between like icings and in between periods, we play music. T-shirt toss, can't forget T-shirt toss.
That's right.
Everybody loves T-shirt toss.
Everybody does.
Yeah, we're actually buddies with Carlos, who does T-shirt toss at Bears games and Bulls games as well.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Mr. Carlo. Who doesn't know Carlo?
Exactly. I
do get to CrossFit with that guy, so I know Carlo.
Oh yeah, you definitely. If you mention CrossFit, you definitely know Carlos.
Right.
Oh, him and his wife. And, they beasting out on them weights. He's a beast.
Yeah,
so and then
go ahead, finish.
No. I was saying, like, yeah. I mean, I used to see what he do. Like, man, you a beast, dog. You a beast. I get you.
Yeah, funny enough that Carlos went to high school with us, and he married his wife, and his wife and I went to grammar school together at De Diego. I mean, so it was small world.
And they all do.
Oh man.
And they all do CrossFit.
They all do CrossFit.
Except us.
What? Except us. Yeah, but they do CrossFit with our producer Jay Soto,
with our super duper producer.
Right.
All right, Jay.
Hey, bro, what you deadlifting, bro? What you deadlifting? Kind of thing. And, what else is there? Oh yeah, and then lastly, Bears. Bears is the same thing. Bears was really tough this year because there's no fans. I was in charge of. So imagine every defensive down we had to play music and comps and everything. So it's pretty much across the board.
So let me ask you a question though, because when we have limited fans in the seats, especially like last year, there was no fans. I mean, who is responsible for pumping in the fake
crowd noise?
Crowd noise, yeah.
So the stuff you hear on TV, there's only one person for each game that's actually in charge of doing the fake noise on TV.
Okay.
In the stadium, it's just imagine white noise, and that's all they hear.
Oh wow! So they weren't hearing the crowd noise; it was just for the TV.
Yeah, that's just for TV.
Really?
They'll have it. Yeah,
Wow. Can you imagine that?
I thought it was pumped into the stadium.
Yeah, so did I.
Because I talked a lot of times about how it would pump up the players.
Yeah.
Gee, really?
No,
Yes, you were wrong.
that was actually us. We during the game, the players just hear white noise. The TV hears all the fake applause.
Wow.
Well, at least that's football. For basketball, I think they actually there's a person in the stadium that does the highs and lows, or like the fake claps, or we actually have the turbo stick sound. When they do that free throw line.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have those prompts because that's often the bubble because basketball really is what taught everybody else how to do it. So. Because they were at the bubble, and then the bubble told how the NFL did it, and so forth and so on. So, but yeah, we don't hear that in football. We don't hear that yay, boo. It's just white noise, and
That's
our job.
Crazy.
Yeah, play music.
All right, Jake. So speaking of games, and then what's the wildest game you've ever DJ'd at?
There's a couple. I mean, it's hard to say. Let's see. I just did the no-hitter on Wednesday.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes. Rodon, baby.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I just did the Rodon one Wednesday. I did the I think I did the Derrick Rose when he made that last second shot and he was just like straight
pumping
face.
his chest. Yeah.
Wow.
That one. I mean, the Bears one. I did the Cody Parker one, unfortunately.
Ooh, you could have left that one out. I wouldn't tell people about that one.
Well, that was, I don't control the kick, so.
Right.
But
right,
I mean,
right.
the Bears games have all been pretty intense. So like of all games across the board, it's usually the Bears ones are the most intense.
So
Bulls Bears, like really, that's just intense.
And I know we're out here giving away industry secrets, like you telling us that the applause is just for the TV audience. But what's one behind the scenes thing that you can reveal that fans would be surprised about? See if you can surprise us more than you just did.
Right.
No, I mean, this stuff is known out there. It's not like that. That's not so crazy about the fans, fan prompts. I think what's behind the scenes that you would know. I really don't have an answer for you on that one. I have to think about that. It'll take too long for the show. I have to choose my words. Very.
That's exactly
very
right. That's why I said, yeah.
All right. So moving it on to what would your parents say about what you do for a living? How would they describe to like a friend of theirs what you do for a living?
Well, I mean, my mom brags about to her friends that my mom works part time. She's retired now. She works at like Salvation Army or like a Goodwill kind of thing, and she's always telling her friends there, like my son, my friends, she's like, my son is the DJ for these teams. Let me try to give you tickets. I'm like, no, mom, no, you don't give tickets away. I give tickets away, not you.
Right.
That's great.
I was like, mom, it's not working. But I like them. They're nice people. I mean, it's kind of weird. Great. I didn't give you the background. Like, my mom's an entertainer, so she kind of understands. So she
right? Yeah. That's true.
Dad was a. I mean, I don't want to go to the backstory. We could tell off here, but dad was an actor, dad's an actor in the Philippines.
Oh, okay,
nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got some Hollywood.
I'll tell you more about it. But it's crazy that they don't have any problems with it. They knew that I was going to be a doctor. There's no way. I can't even stand looking at like watching ER or something like that. Or it's crazy.
Hey man, let me answer this because you've been spinning for a long time. What's one thing you'd wish you'd known when you began your career, and what advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a career similar to what you knew?
I would say, I mean, to be in this position of course, main key is that you love sports. That's obviously the first thing. Sports entertainment or just entertainment in general is you got to have a high love for it. There's a lot of things that that wasn't. I can't say it was told to me, but that's the long nights, the long days that especially during the season, that you're going to be away from your family, which is the hardest thing for me.
Right. Exactly.
Though some significant others don't understand is that this job does, especially with these teams, this is during the season, it is a rugged, long, that to be into the long haul. There's going to be nights where it's like 12 hours, 14 hours, which if they came from it before, they would understand, but sometimes they don't, and it's just one of those. During the season, my job is to the team. That's what it is.
Right.
And then as for advice for DJing for so long, I mean, as you guys know, DJing has come a long way. We're not carrying. I can't get you in the club anymore because you can't carry crates. I can't carry my crates in.
That was my job back in the day, was to be the guy that carried the crates and also to slap the drunk girl's hand away when she tried to touch the turntable. That was my job back in the day.
Yeah, I was like carrying crates, but everything's on a laptop now. So and controllers and everything is so much easier for a beginning person to DJ. And I say, if you want to DJ, do it. I mean, by all means. DJing is fun. I mean, it's an aspect of therapy that some other people could use. They can express themselves in ways that they couldn't, that they can do, really. I mean, with Twitch and with SoundCloud and everything else, you could really promote yourself. You don't have to just be a club DJ.
No, there's a lot of outlets, and that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to hit as many outlets as possible, and we managed to get on pretty much every major podcast platform in less than 50 episodes. So we completely understand what you're talking about there.
I'm mad props to you guys too. By the way, I love your promos you guys cut.
Thank you.
Whoever the promos you guys cutting are, I was like, wow, on the left side, that is true. I love that.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
The
man.
doors open on the left side. I was like, yo, these guys are right. And then the scratching on, I was like, yo, these guys are great. I love these guys.
Thank you.
All right, man. Before we let you go, tell our fans what you got going on and where they can find you on social media.
Well, again, thank you to you gentlemen for having me on. I definitely appreciate it. Hey, you guys tickets are available for you guys. They are free for you, so you're more than welcome. I have tickets, so you guys are able to go to the family. For myself, follow me on IG, JFunk55, Twitter, DJ JFunk. Just those are the main two accounts. My mixcloud.com/JFunk. I'm also on the radio, 103.5 Kiss FM for the past 13 years.
What's up?
At 3 a.m. So you can check my mixes there, online and on the radio. Shout out to the family, shout out to everybody, shout out to my brother and the new baby, Rachel, family, and again, thanks guys, I appreciate it.
Absolutely,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you for
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, give it up for the one and only J Funk.
All right, what a great interview. All right, y'all, let's take a pause for the cause, and when we come back, it's time for Stirring the Pot.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Welcome back to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast with E-Rock and Big Z.
Yeah.
It's that time again, brother.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, you know what time it is.
Oh, boy.
It's time for Stirring the Pot. All right, brother. So, it's grilling time. It's grilling season.
We're starting.
Yeah.
We're starting.
So, what is your go-to? Is it a brat or a Polish on the grill?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one.
Okay.
All right. So, I would say probably if I'm going to pick one or the other, I'm going to pick a brat.
Okay.
Because what I'll do is I'll boil it in the in some beer first.
Yes.
I'll throw like a whole onion in there, slice it up, throw it in the beer.
I'm down.
And then once all the beer kind of cooks off of it, you got that sausage. You just take it. All you need to do is put a little bit of grill marks on the outside because the inside's already cooked with that beer. And then because your beer already cooked down, you have your onions go on top. Yeah, it's legit. Yeah, see.
Ladies and gentlemen, we agree. That Polish is fine. It's great.
No,
but a brat in the summertime, the way you cook it, that's how I cook it too, is amazing.
With the mustard, I do the mustard and those onions.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's all you need.
So now, to be fair,
yes, sir.
My neighbor is Polish, and if we're talking about Polish sausage, we're talking about kielbasa.
Yes,
I've had some fantastic kielbasa, smoked kielbasa, and then you take it and you put it on the grill.
Smoked.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But then you put it on the grill later to to heat it. That's very good too.
Yeah, that's good too.
So I mean, and that's very good with, again, mustard and onions and stuff.
And if you want to be Mexican, you get some fresh chorizo. Get PG, bro. PG.
I didn't say anything.
Your eyes said it all. I had to look away because your eyes said it all.
Eyes up here.
Eyes up here. Hey, man. My eyes are up here.
Hey, your wife called.
So it's all about the meat encased in.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yep.
No, but like some Mexican sausage, some fresh Mexican sausage, or fresh, like you said, kielbasa.
Yeah.
Or the Italian sausage. You go to the butcher and you get some fresh ones.
Right. The Italian sausage is different though, because when it comes in like a big coil. Because again, my other neighbor is Italian, and he has a lot of friends. He has his own bakery.
Yes.
He has a lot of friends in the food industry in Chicago. So when he gets that sausage, it's a little bit different. He even does like a little bit of outdoor pizza oven action. Yeah, he's legit, man.
It's gonna be a fun summer.
Well, especially when the other thing that shows up in my backyard, the big big giant bucket full of water. So
mean wait where we can put our beers in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fill it with ice, baby. Fill it with ice. Listen. So you're going with the.
No. We're in agreement today. 1,000%.
Okay.
Yeah. Grilled onions.
So what you're saying is, once again, ladies and gentlemen, for 41 weeks in a row.
No.
Again.
Not 41 weeks in a row. Go smoke some stuff.
Thank you. Great big round of applause for your winner, ladies and gentlemen. But let me ask you a question, Z.
Yes, sir.
Before we go, what you looking at, man? What have you been watching that isn't sports?
I'm telling you, bro. I told you off air. Mankind is turning it up. Mankind is pretty much a show on the Apple TV, and it takes place as if the United States and the Russians or USSR or whatever it was at the 70s and 80s, whatever, if they kept on with the space program.
Gotcha.
So right now they're in the 80s, late 80s, and they're fighting for lunar territory.
Wow. That sounds incredible.
It's crazy.
That sounds like something that you really have to think to watch and use your brain.
Well, you have one, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm not using it this week. I'm not using it at all this week. I'm doing the.
What are you watching?
I'm doing the corny nonsense show.
Man.
I watched it last season, and the dynamic of it is kind of interesting to me. But season 2 of The Circle is back on Netflix. It is the dumbest thing ever. It is basically
it's trash TV to distract you.
And I don't even like I am not.
I'm like that with Jersey Shore.
I'm not a reality TV show guy whatsoever, except for I like cooking competitions.
Okay.
That's my big thing. And
Ramsay's
house renovations. Gordon Ramsay, I'm so I don't like Hell's Kitchen.
Have you seen him how he just degrades the adults, and then when he has the kids, he's like, so it's okay, which is great.
I don't like Hell's Kitchen, but I do like Master Chef. That's a little bit different in the way, like just the home chefs. It's just different.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean it's a trashy social. The whole idea is that you can only you all live in a house and you can only interact through social media. So even though you're right next door neighbors, you can't hear each other, you can't see each other, and everything. All interactions is done through their own little social media platform within the.
What's the age range on these people?
It varies because you got right now there's actually a guy who's 58 years old who's playing a character because you can catfish people on here.
Oh, wow.
So some people come in as themselves, some people come in as other characters, some people are playing as their significant other, some people are playing as a celebrity. There's a lot of different stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
This show sounds like it should have been on Spike 20 years ago.
Right.
The Man Channel.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing is that it's just it sounds like something that got rejected from MTV like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
and they're like Netflix is like whatever.
Yeah, just put it on. That's fine.
Like whatever, people are gonna watch it. You know, so put it on. So
Eddie's
Netflix
watching it,
and I'm watching it. So
Eddie's still watching it.
Yeah, hey, it's just now that Netflix decided to go to like a weekly format when they release shows. I think I watched like the 3 episodes, and here's the problem. I'll forget about it completely by next week.
You probably will. And then go back to Boardwalk Empire, which you haven't finished yet.
Right. Because I finished Entourage.
Already?
Yeah. Yeah, I finished Entourage. It's a half hour.
The whole show?
Yeah. It's only a half hour show every time. So
at some point I'll finish it. Alrighty then. So let's get out of here.
All right, man. All right, y'all. That is it for today. Thank you so much for listening. A big thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media Group, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to check out gritclothingco.com and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order. Huge shout out to today's guest, the official in-game DJ of the Bulls, Blackhawks, White Sox, and Northwestern basketball, and also the Bears music coordinator, the one and only Jay Funk. Find him on Twitter at DJ J Funk, Jay Funk, and on Instagram at J Funk. That's JAY Funk.
Dude, that was an awesome interview.
He is fantastic. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ronesh and shout out to our super producer, Jay Soto.
Super duper.
Want to start a podcast or have your show sound as clean as ours? You can find everything you need at jsotomedia.com. Check us out on social media. You can find us at True Chi Fans on Twitter. That's at True CHI Fans on Twitter and on TikTok. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and reach out to us on our email. We want to hear from you guys. Reach us at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. All right, y'all. For Big Z, this is E-Rock. We'll see you next week for episode Jackie Robinson.
That's it. Oh, you beat me to it. You beat me to it.
Stole the thunder.
Stole my thunder.
Until then, be good to each other.
For the love of sports.
42. Robbed.
Yeah, robbed.
You got robbed?
Yeah, I did get robbed.
A few moments later.
You have a lot of incest.
That's real.
Shut your mouth.
Lover boy.
Nature versus nurture, Lodge. Nature always wins.
I think he's on steroids.
Hasta luego, amigos. Show's over, show's over, show's over.